If you can work, you should. And if you're sitting on the couch all day while other Kiwis are paying for your lifestyle, well, that ride has ended.
Today I'm going to give you a little lesson in National Party economics because unemployment and poverty and desperation are two really great things for corporations and businesses. So currently there are 165,000 people in New Zealand who do not have a job. This is around 5.4% of the population, which is the highest rate since the last national government. There's this really helpful infographic by the New Zealand Council of Trade Unions, and they show that manufacturing has lost 10,000 workers, and this is all of those high-profile factory and mill closures that you've seen. So the Kinleith mill in Tokoroa, the sawmill workers at the Carter Holt Harvey mill, the Heinz, the Waddies factories, all of the food manufacturers and producers. And we know that the construction industry has been hit really hard with nearly 20,000 workers leaving the industry. And a big reason for that is because the government, when they got in, cancelled a number of infrastructure projects which had been employing a lot of these workers. So the government and the Prime Minister put out these comms saying, if you don't try and find a job and if you don't get off the couch and you don't get off your ass and get a job, we are going to cut your benefit off. The problem with that, though, is that for every 5 unemployed people, there is 1 job. So there are more unemployed people out there than there are actual jobs for people to apply for. Now, the reason that economically conservative governments prefer high levels of unemployment is because it actually weakens the bargaining power of workers. So when you have not a lot of jobs and lots of people looking for jobs, it means that people that are in jobs have to work that job because their boss can say to them, oh, well, if you don't like how much you're getting paid, if you don't like how unsafe you are at work, and if you don't like your working conditions, then you can just leave. I can go hire someone tomorrow who will work for cheaper than you and will not complain as much as you. And by the government punishing people who can't find a job by sanctioning them, meaning cutting off their benefit and their income, that puts them into a state of desperation, needing to access food banks, subsidised housing, and live in a state of desperation so that when a job does come up, they will take it by any means. It means that political parties in government who have been funded by donations from corporations are able to make profits by undercutting the wages of their workers. And it means that people who do not have a job are living in poverty and therefore have to go to food banks, so they're not going to supermarket, which reduces demand, which theoretically should bring down inflation. So by the government pushing people into poverty and not employing people, they're able to play with the economy. And what it means is that the corporations are able to make big profits and that the system is run by the desperation of normal people. Because the reality is you could have a medical event, a family grievance, a mental health breakdown, or even start a family and whoop, your job's gone. And suddenly your job is taken by one of the 165,000 people who have been desperately waiting for a job to come up.